Sitting here doing my paperwork for the day inside the Powerhouse. One of the things that I get a question of every once in a while is, why do you do what you do? Why do you do chickens? Why do you do the Powerhouse? Why do you do the plumbing, the heating, etc.? Well, it is quite simple. Up here, you have to kind of make your own way. You got to figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and put it together yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you. There aren't any factories up here to work for. You can work in one of the construction companies, but you know how that goes. You can only make as much money as they allow you to make. So I left one of the construction companies in 2009. Kind of went on my own at that point in time. Things were tough. Things were basically we were flat broke most of the time. We were developing anything. Took a part-time job, which turned into a full-time job at a rehab house. Where I was the maintenance guy, but there was no maintenance to do. It was quite boring, and eventually I left that job, and the place is out of business now. They're not in existence. Then from that point, I went back doing 100% on my own, trying to grab any plumbing and heating job that I could, and we did okay. We survived. At that point, I found another ad in actually it was on Craigslist, looking for a Powerhouse operator in Speculator. So I thought, well, the only one that I know of is Christine Falls. And there was a guy already doing it, so I'm thinking that's kind of strange, but maybe it's just a fill-in type of thing. Made an inquiry, had an interview. July of 2015, I got hired, and been running this ever since. The very first year that we were here, we tore everything apart. It was the company had just purchased it. So I've been here as long as the company that I work for now has been. It was a great learning opportunity while we tore things apart. I learned a lot during that time because I knew nothing about a Powerhouse. I had an idea what to do, but that's not, a lot of my ideas were, typical ideas. I was wrong. So, anyways, to move things along, it's only part time. I set it up as I want to. I need to come in every morning and do the checks. We do have dialers. We do that'll call me. So you're gonna call 24/7 when your dialer is working. I have started coming in the last 3 years. I've been coming in the evenings because a lot of things were happening that shouldn't have been happening, and since I've been doing that all has stopped. So I do come in and I do a security check, walk around the building just to let the presence be known. I do come in several times a day, on occasion, just because I have tools, my own tools here. I do store some parts in the building, so I pop in, pop out, and so we develop from there. At the same time that we did that, I was still doing the plumbing and heating, and things started to develop, building up. We started getting better jobs. But not great things, not great jobs. I still needed to have the second income. But as things developed, 6 years down the road, the business is doing well. it's still hit and miss sometimes, especially up here because it is a hit and miss type of thing. Obviously people don't want you working at their camps or their second homes as they are using them, basically. So we a lot of people I have access to their homes while they're gone. I can get in, repair it. Most of the time they just say, "Hey Glenn, this is what's broke. Can you fix it while we're gone? We're going to be back in 2 weeks." So I can put them on the list, get things done. During COVID, things were really slow to start with because people just stopped going, and then things really boomed after that. After the first 3 months of COVID, people decided to leave the city, go to the camps. Many people just started to go back to their homes and return to their work. Some people are strictly still working at home and will never go back to an office building because they learned the industry had learned that people are still productive when they're sitting at home. They can do a little bit more. They're more relaxed. Things still operate smoothly, and we don't need to spend all the money on a office complex to have a address on the sign or a sign out front saying, "Here I am." So a lot of those people came up. When they got here, they decided we need to get a different bathroom. We get this remodeled. We need to get this done. We need to put different heat in. We need to do this. And once things started to roll up here, it rolled fast and it rolled hard. We have in the immediate area, in the southern Adirondacks where I'm at, there's three and a part-time plumbing and heating guy. There are companies that do come up 30 to 50 miles to do work, and we welcome them because we can't do it all. And some of them are they're bigger heating companies, and they have more employees. They can come in and do a job that I can't do. I'm one guy. Sometimes I have grandkids help me. My son helps me, but there's just my son has a full-time job. Grandkids still work, so they can't be helping me all the time, and so we just get along. I can't do all the big stuff. I could swap out a furnace. That's not a problem. But sometimes when it comes to laying out a whole heating system in a house, you're just better off calling the bigger guys because they can come in and do it. And for the most part, I'm a service type guy. Once it's in, it's running, I can come service it, I can fix it, I can make it run, as it's supposed to. Not that anybody else, can't, but that's what we do. But so far, things have been doing great. But people ask me about, why do you do chickens then? And why are you a prepper? Well, we're not really preppers. I don't raise chickens because I'm prepping. I raise chickens because it's a hobby and I like to do it. We sell eggs. We sell some chicken meat. And the eggs and the meat almost pay for the chickens. Especially now since the feed's gone up. But when we first started, we were selling enough eggs to cover the costs of the birds, the feed, and the meat chickens. So, and that's our only thought is we want to cover the costs. The 15 minutes a day it takes to feed and take care of the birds, that's not a big deal. We are Thrive Life consultants. Thrive Life is a freeze-dried food company. They store food storage for 25 years. and we highly recommend anybody that's interested in that, contact me. I'll tell you how to get started. But our Thrive Life food storage, we started buying on a monthly plan, so we get things every month, and things start stockpiling, and so we've got a good long-term storage. We've got long-term meat. And the reason we do that, we live 50 miles from anything. We have one grocery store, and when we have feet of snow, the main road gets closed. It is one lane only, and it may be that way for the day. If it's a real severe storm, it may be that way for 3 or 4 days. The grocery store receives deliveries every 2 days or 3 days, I believe, and they cannot, or economically for them, it doesn't make any sense to have a huge amount of backstock, especially your milk, your eggs, your fresh meat. They do have a lot of fresh meat, but they don't do long-term storage and that kind of stuff. So we're not really prepping. We're just prepared because things go awry. I mean, it's nothing here to be out of power for 4 or 5 days. And in the wintertime, 4 or 5 days at 20 below zero, you're going to be cold. So, a lot of people buy generators, have home standby generators just for that reason. It's nothing here to not have cell service, nothing here not to have, TV, internet. Matter of fact, our cable supplier for the area filed bankruptcy about 3 months ago. Never notified anybody. They just turned the cable off. So the hotels, right before their busy season, were scrambling to figure out what they were going to do. You can't get TV here with an antenna. It's just not going to happen. So we rely heavily on the Roku and internet provided services. We have poor at best internet service, and because we're so remote, and we get it, we're not going to get the best of everything because it doesn't make financial sense for the companies. But that's really why we do it. That's why we do what we do. I have everything set up that the job here, the part-time job here, will actually pay our bills. So everything that we can scrape and save through the summer months with building the business, the plumbing and heating through the summer, is good. Is free. Is stash money, retirement type of stuff. Here recently, the hardware store in our village closed up. The local grocery store added a wing on for hardware, but it's limited space, limited stuff. So they're trying, but there's just no way they can do it. They have no plumbing materials that I would use. So we had another store that was 25 miles north of us, and I was up the other day doing a job up north and ran up there to pick up a simple glue trap, and they were closed. The other hardware store that was in town, we had one short 8-foot aisle of plumbing, and they didn't have anything. So now I'm going to have to stock more parts for me, which costs money, which I don't like to put money into stock and have it sitting on a shelf because I like to make money on my money. And that makes sense. So this winter, or this fall, as things start to wind down here, we'll have to be doing some stock, doing some investing into the company, and figuring out where we're going to put it. I believe the one box trailer that I have in the coop I'm just going to convert that into a storage trailer, and that's just what it's going to have to be. Not that it's ideal, but it's what we got to live with. I don't own a house. I don't have a storefront. I rent an apartment, and which is sufficient for me. Eventually, we will be building a house. As soon as things fall into place, we will get that started, and then we'll have more access. Things will be a little bit better, but for now, I'm content. I don't need a house. I don't need property. I have 10 acres I take care of right here, and I can enjoy it as much as I want. The chickens live here at the Powerhouse. The company just thinks it's a fabulous idea. They think I'm a little bit crazy, but with the reduction of the expenses of mowing every week before the chickens got here, and now hardly ever mowing, they find it's a favorable thing. So I guess that's pretty much it. The only other thing I would add is the thing that I hear the most from all the customers. They come up here to their second homes, and they tell me when they get the bill, oh, but this is here. Why I pay that at home? Why would I pay that here? Well, hey, people, it cost us more money to get it here. This is New York, and we still pay the same taxes that you pay in Poughkeepsie and Albany and down through the Hudson Valley. The taxes are the same. But we have to pay more for shipping to us. So that's why things cost what they cost. It's when you go into business, it's a 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. That's 1/3 for overhead, 1/3 for the government, and then you collect 1/3 for your savings, your personal taxes, and any profit margin that you could gather out of things. So that's where you're at. All right, I'll talk to you later.